Hey, it's Diablo so throw.
I'm fresher than the fruit bowl, leaning like a gas gauge, straight up off the dome, freestyling like head braid.
So I just wanted to do this video kind of like as a get to know your artist type deal, and I'm gonna do it like basically how my art journey so far in my life. I'm about to be 25 this year, and I feel like I have enough to share now. I'm about to be quarter of a century years old. But so this is like my art journey. So I'm gonna start like when I was like really little, like the first time I could really remember anything like art wise. And it would probably be like um I can't even remember, man. I used to draw all the time. I wasn't like a super artistic kid where I was like the best artist or anything, but I was a really good artist. Like not really I liked art. I liked to draw. It was like my thing. Like I used to just draw. I used to draw these little box cards when I was like in first grade. That was like the coolest thing. I know everybody used to draw the box cards with the little figure stick rims and shit. But mine was always different. Like I used to have like four wheels on mine. I used to put seats in there with the steering wheel, with the chain steering wheel, with speakers in the trunk and everything. Like I used to really be drawing this stuff onto the cars. I used to draw people in the cars, dudes with the hat or like, just different thing. And then I would draw the background. And this was like first grade. This is what I was doing. I remember people used to steal my drawings and everything. And then at this time, like, I'm just like really little. Like, uh, shoot, I didn't really like know too much. Yeah, I'm just like, say, I think I was like 6. And I always used to remember though, I knew I came from art though. I knew I came from artistic people because my grandma, she always had these like, the little 50 cent tattoo things that you get. She would literally redraw those. Like she would just redraw them and shit in her little journal and stuff. And I used to see that. We used to try and redraw them, or like we would redraw coloring books or something like that, or redraw the drawings in the lowrider magazines. And that was one of the things too that influenced me to like Chicano art was like lowrider magazines. My grandma used to have those laying around all the time when I was little. So I'm already seeing tattoos and Aztec artwork and all these drawings of ladies and cars and Chicano dudes and stuff like that with the sunglasses and the mustaches and stuff like that. And I always thought that stuff was so cool to me just growing up. That was what I was exposed to. And then so I knew my grandma was artistic. And then I knew my mom was artistic because my mom, she used to draw all the time too, and she used to her favorite thing was like coloring. She used to love coloring. We used to color all the time. We had millions of color books, so we used to always color when I was little. And but my grandma, she used to have this drawing that my mom did when she was in high school of this it was a church in the town that we live in, and it was just crazy because it was a perspective drawing, but it looked just like the church. And to me, I thought that was so crazy. I was like, man, my mom could really draw, bro. I really couldn't even believe my mom drew it. I thought they were lying to me until like I could see that she signed it and that it looked like pencil drawing. It was a pencil drawing, and I was like, oh, okay, damn, she really drew that. That's kind of crazy. Like, and then it used to make me think like, bro, I would never be like that. Like, why couldn't I be like that? So fast forward up, growing up, I'm taking little art classes and stuff. And then eventually, I get in high school and I'm done with drawing. Like I start playing basketball. I fell in love with sports. So then I literally left art. I stopped doing art. It wasn't my focus at that point. Wasn't really interested in it. I was like, bro, I'm gonna be an NBA star. I'm gonna be in the NBA. And so I lost art. I wasn't really doing art. I wasn't doing nothing related to art. I wasn't doing nothing like that. And then eventually, though, I had it where it was like uh I think it was like I want to say like 2018. I started kind of getting back into drawing. I started kind of like looking at art. I started wanting tattoos. I was grown now. I started wanting tattoos, and so I'm like, man, how can I tattoo at home? How can I do this stuff myself? I know I could draw. I know I could probably do it. How can I tattoo at home? And I was watching. I knew people in jail and people in prison could do it, so I was like, bro, I should be able to do it from home. I could be able to get everything that they could get, right? So let me see how they do it. So I'm like, cause at this time I'm not. I'm just like young as hell. I don't know that. I'm not young as hell. I'm like 20 or 21 or something like that. So I'm like not too young, but I'm just like young. I don't. I'm just dumb. I didn't even think to look up that I could buy a tattoo gun, but I'm just looking up trying to see how they do it, how to build a tattoo machine and shit. And that's when the person I was with bought me a tattoo gun off Amazon. It was like a $20 coil machine, and it was. I started just going crazy. I did my first tattoos with it, and I was tattooing with that for the long. I probably tattooed with that for like a whole year. I was really grinding with it until it just I couldn't use it no more, and then I upgraded and I started using like the pen machines. Uh, but yeah, so I had started back drawing and learning, and then I started getting my style. I wanted to have basically prison Chicano tattoos. That's what influenced my style. And then, but I could only do what I could do personally. I can't draw as well as some of these Chicano artists that I'm looking at. And then, so I could just do what I could do and just try and keep getting better. And then it transformed. I started seeing other artists like artists out in Florida or Atlanta, and I'm like, man, these dudes they tattoo different. It's like all big and bold and blasted on you, and I'm like, bro, I love that shit. It's like how the Chicano is like real thin line and it's real light and it's real like real detailed, really fine details. It was like the complete opposite. It's real thick lines, it's real bold, it's real dark shaded. And I was like, bro, I like that. It was just the fact of being blasted, like getting a tattoo blasted on your face, like not blasted on your face, but just getting it blasted, just getting it being covered in tattoos. That's what I liked about the Atlanta stuff. They're blasting, they're covering your whole arm in the tattoos. The Chicano style, they're covering your whole body in tattoos. And so that's what I really liked. And that's what kind of I blended my style from. And once I started actually tattooing and knowing what tattooing was and styles were, I started blending my style with that and trying to learn how to make it better. Because I didn't want to tattoo just like anybody else. I wanted to kind of do my own thing with the stuff that I liked and how I liked it to look. And so that's what I've been doing. That's just been my journey. I've been on this journey for like a long time. Feels like a long time. It ain't really been a long time, but that's pretty much what I was going for with like style wise. Um, just blending those because I didn't really want to do anything anybody else was doing, so I just wanted to kind of do my thing. That's been my journey to just kind of get better at doing what Diablo does. What makes a Diablo tattoo? Making that better, and that's what I've been on. I think I was like, so I had started, I had my own apartment. And I ended up losing it, so I ended up moving back with my mom. Actually, I ended up moving in with my grandma, and it was like a bad situation for me. But I started just tattooing like crazy. I started using tattooing as my outlet to like just be like I was using it instead of like drugs or alcohol or something like that. I was just tattooing myself. I was going crazy. I was just like boom, 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 taking it out on myself basically, and so it was something though that I could. It was I was working for it though. I wasn't just doing it just to be doing it. I was like, but I could get better at this. Oh yeah, let me just keep trying. It don't matter what's going on. I'm gonna just keep doing this because I like doing it. And so that's what I did. I just kept tattooing everything that was going on around me. It kept changing and stuff, but I just kept tattooing. And then eventually, uh, I made like $200 from a tattoo, and I was like, man, that's crazy. Like at the time, I'm like, I just made $200 in a couple hours, and it wasn't like on some stuff I could go to jail for. I didn't have to look out for the police or nothing like that. I'm like, oh yeah, I could do this. A bet. Now I'm thinking like, okay, so before I'm like, it's art. Now I'm like, I think I can actually do this. I think this is a sign that this is a blessing. God blessed me to have this talent. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do tattooing. So I just start tattooing more. So I take it more serious, a little more serious. Still wasn't too serious. It was still my side thing, but it wasn't too serious. So I just kept tattooing, and but now I'm like consciously trying to actually get better because I see that I can make money from it. And the way to make money is to make better, make more money is to make better results. And that's been my goal as well. And so that's what I've been doing. Like, bro, I swear, like, I sit here and I could go and do one tattoo and then I do another one and do another one and do another one and then I could see the growth. So that's what kind of like kept me going as well. And I knew the growth meant a grow in money as well. Like the price of the tattoo would increase. So that's why I kept doing it. And then it got to the point where I started making more money than I was tattooing than I was making at the jobs I was working. Like I'm working at Rent Center and I'm making like 300, 400 a week. And then I had left Rent Center. Then I'm working at other places. I end up working at this one dispensary, and it's like I'm making $200, $300 a week, and I'm like, bro, I'm making this in a day. I'm making it in a day, so I'm like, and then y'all are trying to get on me and get on me and get on me about being there, but I'm like, bro, my money is over there. So then I thought I took that as another sign from God, like, bro, you gotta cut it. You gotta cut it and believe in yourself. Have faith in yourself. And I'm like, I listened. I was like, okay, I'm not gonna go back to work. I'm gonna lock down and I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna try and get this money for real. And I'm going to take it and I'm going to actually try and progress in the art. And it was been progressing in art. I never changed that mindset from the price only increases when the artwork, like the quality of art increases. I'm not one of them people that just, I got a lot of followers, so I'm going to charge a lot. Like, no, even if I had 1 million followers, if I don't feel like my work is worth this much, I'm only going to charge what I really feel like it's worth. A lot of times I'm an undercharge just because I'm a fuck with you, just because I love doing art like that. But like most of the time, I really just charge what it's worth, and like that's just my main thing as well. And then it became into a bigger thing. Like once I realized, like I started connecting with people, like tattooing and doing art. It started connecting me with people. Like I started tattooing athletes and barbers and music artists and motherfucking just anybody. Like I'm tattooing women that got salons, women that got daycares, people that got auto shops, people that got all types of things, like people that got things that they have going on. So it was like it was a different thing. I started. It made me view shit different. I'm like, okay, I could see people. This tattooing was real. Tattooing was real. It really connected me with these real people. So I'm like, okay, this is what I should do. Like, and then it turned into like a thing where now I don't have to like question anymore. I don't question nothing about what doing this thing. And then I think just marketing wise, I started marketing it really, just doing marketing really well. And I learned that from just picking up game, picking up crumbs. I think that's all you can really do in life is just pick up what other people have already done. You know, that's why we have tattoos of Egyptian artwork and stuff, because all we can do is pick up the crumbs that they left off. So that's just the whole point. That's where I get my game from, just things that were already here before me. And um, I think the main thing too with tattooing is just that it taught me a lot. It taught me to that once you find your purpose, and it was like not even like maybe that ain't your purpose, because it's just something for the time being, because anything could happen. But just once you like find something you like really do it. Like it doesn't matter what it is. That's what you could do. Like when I started meeting these other people, I'm like, bro, this is what they like. They don't have to be making it. Everybody wants to be like, I want to make $1 million or something like that. And then it's like, because I noticed the society is really money orientated. So I know the people watching this probably are going to be trying to figure out how to get money too. But it's like, you, if you really just want to get money, you can figure it out. It's out there. But if you want to get money for doing something that you love, you have to just do it. Like when I'm saying you don't do it for the money, you just do it because you love it. And the money will come because you love what you're doing. So, and you're providing love. People will come to you because they need that. If That's why people think a barbershop feels so like a home. It's like a second home or something like that, because you can go there and these people are giving you love. They're providing you love. That's what that is. They are providing you a service that's more than just cutting your hair. They providing you love. They love what they do, and so they love that you appreciate them for doing what they do. You know what I'm saying? This is the same thing. So that's why I like it as well. And to me, all of that is art as well. Like anything that's art, I fuck with it. And now that's my art journey. It ain't really been too much. So I'm not really like, I've never been like a super art head or nothing like that. It was just looking up to just not knowing what I was seeing, like the Chicano art, the lowrider magazines. I'm not knowing I'm seeing Mr. Cartoon's artwork. I'm not knowing I'm seeing, I don't know who that is. I'm just a little kid trying to redraw it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just seeing this. And then later on, I think it was like literally 2020, Netflix come out with a Mr. Cartoon documentary. And I'm like, what? Bro, this is a sign. I start watching the documentary and I'm like, bro, he started tattooing, just tattooing the homies at the house. Somebody told him he could draw, so he should tattoo. I'm like, yeah, okay. And then he just developed his own style. He was doing his artwork. So I'm like, okay, bet. Okay. So develop your own style, do your own artwork. Okay, bet. And then I'm watching and I'm like, then he's tattooing rappers and he's tattooing musicians and he's tattooing artists and he's tattooing all these different people. And I'm like, he's touring, like in the documentary, he touring with Blink-182. I'm like, this is different. This is just a tattoo artist. But I'm like, as a tattoo artist, this is the life you could live. You could go and do that. You could develop your own style and be able to go and live your life because you do what you love. It's something, you just happen to find it. And that's how it was for tattoo. I just happened to find somebody just was like, here's a tattoo gun, bet. And I just happened to do it. And it led me to where I am now. And that's what, it was things like that. Like I didn't know that I wasn't really paying attention to what I was looking at until I got older. Now I'm realizing like, bro, I was been seeing tattooing. My uncle was making tattoo guns at the kitchen table in my grandma's house. Like, he used to make the homemade ones. So I'm not paying attention, but then it led me to realize like, yeah, I didn't have too much in art, but I knew the tattooing would lead to that. And I feel like no matter where a journey starts, I feel like it don't matter if I haven't been drawing or been to the drawing school or art school, or I haven't been drawing for years or something like that. I feel like no matter when you start, it's just a journey, you know what I'm saying? And it's your personal journey. What my art doesn't affect yours and yours doesn't affect mine. So there's no reason for me to sit there and be like, uh, uh, feeling some type of way because you do something different, or because you started earlier than me, or because you started later than me. I can't, why would I care? I can only control my journey. I'm just worried about my journey and my progress and getting better. And yeah, pretty much that's the deal with my art journey. It ain't been too much. I'm interested in going to art school though. I think I'm gonna do that. Take like some type of art classes sometime. I don't know, soon. Uh, but really, I just been drawing every day now. I just draw, trying to look at my style, and look at the way other people do it, and look at how I can get better at techniques and stuff. I've been watching a lot of techniques and everything like that. But yeah, that's basically my thing. I'm like, I just want to get better. So you can see all my artwork. You follow me on Instagram and everything. It has all my artwork. That's probably the best thing you could do to get to know an artist as well, is just to go check out their artwork, see what it looks like, and see like if they really are doing what they're supposed to be doing. You know what I mean? If they really are consistently working like that. Like if they're consistently uh doing what they have to do, if they can consistently put out good work, because you don't want it to be like they put out good work sometimes and then the time you go was their off day. You know what I mean? And that's why my work has been like, I try to work to where I don't have any off days. That's why I tattoo literally every single day, 7 days. So it's like I try to keep it that way. That way my muscles stay knowing, they don't forget. My muscles don't forget nothing, because they do it every day. And but yeah, that's what I would say. The best way is to just get to know the artist's artwork and their kind of vision, because every artist has a different vision of how they see things, and that's really that's the beauty of it. That's the best thing about us human beings, is we can create different things. We all are different. And just stay on your journey too. Like all the young artists, stay on your journey. Don't let anybody, don't even get down on yourself, but just continue to try and get better. Don't do anything else but try and get better. Don't focus on nothing else. No, not the money, not the cars, not the house, not the women out here. If you're a young female artist, not these dudes out here. Don't focus on none of that. Just focus on, if you have kids or if you do have a partner that you with, just focus on them and focus on your artwork. Focus on being a good person to the people that matter. That's all that matters in life. That's all you gotta do. You do that right there, and you master life. I promise you, your life will be like, you'd be like, what the fuck? This nigga was not lying. I promise. But yeah, that being said, I think I'm in that right there is like a part 1, and I'm gonna do a part 2. Y'all could ask questions and shit, and I could answer them in part 2. I just wanted to do like a little simple thing of like my art style and art journey, kind of like just a quick summary, because I didn't want to make the video too long. But yeah, that being said, that's it. It's your boy Diablo.